Alright, William here, day 8 of 10-day juice feast. Alright, so I got some news for you. Gotta be real. I'm always real, but here it is. I fell off the wagon on my juice feast last night. Let me just share it with you. I went over to Christine's house, and she had made some London broil and broccoli. She's like, here, try some London broil. I'm like, no, I'm doing this juice thing. I'm not gonna eat, your London broil. She's like, come on, it tastes good. You should eat it. And I was like, no. And then we went back and forth 4 to 5 times, and it looked so good. And then I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna try some. And I did. And I just tried a piece, just one piece. And it tastes so good. And then I had another piece. And then from there, I'm like, fuck it. I'm like totally off this juice thing. I'm like, I can't even believe it. So from there, I had some broccoli and I had some strawberries. So I ended up leaving her house. It was about 12:30 in the morning. So I'm like, shit, I just ruined my 10-day juice feast. Like, I fucked it up, right? So I had some Girl Scout cookies with me. I actually had 2 boxes of Girl Scout cookies, and I ate them. I ate both boxes. I ate a purple box and a red box. I mean, like, the train fell off the tracks. Like, it crashed and burned severely. You know what I remember feeling? I remember feeling like sick to my stomach. Like, I had this feeling in the back of my throat just eating them cookies. It tasted good at first, and it was just like disgusting. But I was just like, I just kept eating them. Okay, so fine. I was full. But then I was like, I need some meat. So I was like, I need some meat. So, but it's like, at that time, it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. So Subway was closed. So, but McDonald's was open. So I went to McDonald's. I ordered a Big Mac meal. I got an order of 10 chicken nuggets, and they said 10 more for another $1. So I was like, what the hell? I did, so 20 nuggets. I can't believe I stuffed all that food into my body. I was like a ravaged dog. I was like an animal. I mean, and not even in a good way. I mean, it was horrible. I'm talking horrible. I was so stuffed. I mean, like, it was ridiculous. All right. And so by this time, it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. So I go to bed. I wake up this morning. And you see, I was so disgusted last night when I went to bed. But I woke up this morning with some encouragement, actually. And almost like there were some lessons that I felt like I had learned through this journey. Because when I set out for my 10-day juice feast, I mean, I didn't expect to be perfect. I didn't know. Sure, it was my goal to do the whole 10 days perfectly, and just for everything to work out great. But sometimes in life, things aren't perfect, and they don't work out exactly how we plan. So I certainly didn't plan on breaking my food or my juice feast, and I certainly didn't plan on being a ravaged dog animal eating boxes of cookies and Big Macs and chicken nuggets. Okay. So here are some lessons. Okay, here are some positive lessons I actually learned from this whole experience that I had. Number 1, blaming. Okay, so on one hand, in the past, I would have blamed the situation, like blamed Christine for encouraging me to eat. I would have said, it's her fault. I ate because she wouldn't let it go. She insisted that I have some, so it's her fault. How many times do you blame other people in your lives why things aren't working out for you, why you're not doing what you're supposed to do, why you're not doing what you said you were going to do? You're blaming your boss or your coworker or your friends or your mate, your girlfriend, your boyfriend. You're not sticking to what you said you were going to do because of them. It's their fault. So I'm like, it's Christine's fault. But no, hell no, it's not Christine's fault. So life's gonna present situations, and like it's my responsibility. I'm the one that chose to start eating. And I was exposed. There was a weakness there inside of me that was exposed. You know, it's easy when it's easy. And up until 10:30 at night on the 7th day, I didn't have anybody really try to get me to eat something. And so I have never faced that challenge before, but I faced it for the first time and I failed miserably. I was exposed. That weakness was exposed inside of me. So because of this situation, instead of blaming, I'm taking responsibility and saying that's a weakness. That peer pressure part of it was definitely a weakness that I must get better at and overcome, so that in my life, business and personal relationships and anything else, when I decide I'm going to do something, I can stick to it regardless of peer pressure. So a lot of times our enemies in competition, you know, we have people we're competing against, they expose our weaknesses. They show us where we need to improve. So I really woke up and thought to the point, you know what, I accept responsibility. There is no blaming here. And I need to get better. I need to get better. So really that was the first one is, you know, not blaming, taking responsibility and understanding that that I need to improve in the area of when I decide I'm going to do something, regardless of peer pressure, because I know many times in my life there are going to be people around me, haters. You know, let's just say, you know, when we're trying to make a difference in the world, you're going to have some haters out there that are going to want to try to knock you off your game, and I've got to improve that area, because as life goes on, I'm going to have more and more haters, and I can't let them knock me off my game on what I decide to do. Number 2, let's see, what else? What was the other lesson? Oh, you gotta be willing to suck. I've got to be willing to suck the big one. Yeah, okay. That was not sexual at all, by the way. Gotta be willing to suck. Okay, here's the thing. A lot of times all of us, for the most part, it's like if we can't be perfect at it, we don't want to do it. And so when it comes to a 10-day juice feast, when it comes to anything, learning to ride a bike, learning to drive a car, writing the ABCs, heck, even having sex, right? You're going to suck at first. You're going to suck. You're going to not be good at all. You have to be willing to be shitty at something if you're going to be good. There is nothing that you do, I do, anything else where we're going to be perfect at in the beginning. So you have to be willing to fall down, look silly, look stupid, and basically suck at whatever it is you want to do to get better. Because it's through the sucking at it and continuing to do it that you get better. So, having said that, when it comes to a 10-day juice feast, I did great on one hand, but, you know, I sucked. You know, I mean, as far as completing it, I did. Now, having said that, looking at the big picture overall, I'm proud of what I accomplished versus, say, not doing anything. But, so how can we be willing to suck the big one long enough until we get better? How can we do that? Okay, so here's what I came up with today, is tracking, is to make a game out of it. So I thought, okay, fine. Okay, my score is not a 10 out of 10. I'm not 10 days out of 10 days on this juice feast. You know, I consider, since I didn't do it till midnight, I consider my 7th day gone. I didn't juice today. So my 8th day is gone. So right now I'm 6 out of 8. I have 2 days left. I do plan on juicing the last 2 days. And so as long as I do that, I'll be 8 out of 10 days. So I get an 80%. So I'm keeping a score. So now, instead of me being a fuck up, instead of me being a failure, I'm like, no. There's no judgment on me. I got 80%. It was a 10-day juice feast and I scored 80%. Now, so when I do it again, my goal is going to be to beat 80%. To beat 80%. That's all. So I sucked. Now I'm going to get better. What was the third? There was one more lesson I took out of today. Oh, choices. Choices, yes. Okay. Here are the things. We made choices. I made the choice to to start eating. Okay. I made that choice. Now, in that choice, in making a choice, it doesn't make us inherently good or bad. So if I eat healthy fruit and vegetables, it doesn't make me a good, like I'm good. I was good today. I ate fruit and vegetables. Or, you know, let's just say, like, for example, last night I fell off the fucking wagon. I'm not like a bad person. I'm not like, oh, I did bad because I ate shitty. No, no, no. Those are just choices. Choices don't make us good or bad. They just have consequences. So I understood today that it's about the consequences. It's not about good or bad, but I have to live with the consequences. So if I'm going to eat fruit and vegetables and live a healthy lifestyle, I am going to reap the benefit of the consequences of those actions. I am going to have the increased energy. I am going to feel amazing. I am going to be fitter. And so there are going to be natural consequences that are come with those choices. Versus if I choose to pig out on Big Macs and chicken nuggets and ice cream and cookies, then I'm going to suffer the consequences of that of those choices also. Now, so when I decide to do another juice feast, it's because or when I make the decisions of what I want to do, it's because of the consequences that I want to have. And so I'm looking at it like, you know, there's nothing wrong with me because I sucked and I fucked up. There's nothing wrong with me at all. I have to suffer the consequences, absolutely. And so as I move on and get better and do it again, then I'll get the benefit of those consequences too. So that is it. Just wanted to share my day 8, and I'll be back again on day 9, and we'll see how it goes. Hey, don't promise to be perfect, just promise to be amazing. Have a great day, my beautiful people. Bye-bye.